Hi everybody, Jacques for INKISH TV here again at FESPA. One of the bigger booths that we see here is the Canon booth, and we cannot miss out, obviously, to go and see what they have on offer. So I'm here with Matthew, who is basically the marketing head for Europe for the large printing, if I'm not mistaken.
Wide format printing, yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Matthew, welcome on INKISH TV.
Thank you.
And well, show us a little bit around what you brought here for this year.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Alrighty.
So I think the key thing for us is to, firstly, to help our customers to make it big. That's one of our key kind of themes for the show. And for me, that starts with what are the opportunities in the market today from growth areas. We all see live events and hospitality. Very grateful for them coming back. But actually, the changes since COVID has actually brought new opportunities. For retail, for example, to bring, retailers are looking to bring more footfall into traffic and to create seamless experiences between online shopping and in-store shopping. So we're seeing a great demand for very high volume or very high value applications. You can see some of the hidden backlit banners and kind of packaging applications that with a level of personalization is really enabling retailers to engage their customers in a way that feels much more personal and more valuable.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about that you have big solutions, you have a big booth as well, so maybe show us around
Yes,
a little
absolutely.
bit. And,
yeah, happy to.
Can we also have a look at some of, let's say, your customers' applications? Have you something that we can that you have to show us?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a whole area that we've dedicated to some of our customers' print applications from around EMEA. So to show that real work, to show some inspiration, and to show what some of our customers are achieving around. So whether it's things like you see the photo and fine art and some of the decor, glass panels that can actually be quite high value kitchen splashbacks and almost industrial printing.
And so what thickness can you work on?
Well, on the flatbed printer up to 50 millimeters on the Arizona. So if it's less than 50 millimeters and relatively flat, you can print almost anything. And for example, this is a good example of, this is an eco-font. This is a 50 millimeter thick soundproofing material. So this can be on panels on a wall or on a ceiling, or you can actually decorate a whole room to give a soundproofing capability. So a real high value application used in architecture and construction. Again, examples of some of the new wall coverings and decor work from some of our customers as well.
Yeah, that's something that is. I have the impression it's picking up quite a bit. The wall deco interior.
Yeah, I think as we all spend more time at home now. Different working practices. So people are thinking about how do I curate and personalize my own space because I spend more time there. But also with change in office environments, how are we thinking about the environment we create in an office to make it more comfortable and practical place, but also to attract and retain talent. We have a very mobile workforce, so all of these things are bringing opportunities for print and for printers.
So the dull office walls are history.
No, exactly.
Then.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Right.
I think it's a great example over here of a fine art piece from a group of artists called Gutterstrecker. The examples of this are currently being exhibited in New York.
Right.
And this is an elevated print, so a hand-drawn illustration that's then digitized, and then the texture is then applied using our Prisma Elevate software, which is one of the new softwares that we've launched at the show. And it creates an amazing, it's tactile, it's got that, real kind of great feel to it.
3D effect. So basically what happens here is that you layer let's say the ink and then you cure them? Or
exactly, yeah, so it's printed on the Arizona,
right.
And it's printing by building up multiple layers.
Yes.
And the Prisma Elevate software enables you to take an illustration or a photograph or a drawing, apply a texture to that, but we have a 3D interface so you can see exactly what you're going to get. Because of course the investment in time in printing, you want to be able to be really confident that when you print it, it's what you expected it to be like. So
can you show us where that's done? Or,
yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that your own software that you developed for this technique?
Yeah, it's part of our Prisma XL suite, which contains the Prisma Elevate software that we launched at the show. And you can see here, the colleagues are looking at some of the samples and showing the way that we preview on screen the texture map that gives you the finishing.
And then the textures, I guess, you have like a database of textures that you can propose that you can apply to whatever image that you bring on.
Well, you can actually, if you're recreating a fine art piece,
yes,
you can scan the image for its color, but then you also scan for its 3D map. So say you're recreating an oil painting, but then in a simple plugins in Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop, you can create your own texture map. So you could create an extra layer that's textured in a certain position. So it's very flexible and also very easy to use in that sense. And then to print on the Arizona.
Okay, so you have to, let's say, the elevated effect that goes along with the image to create basically a totally realistic reproduction of that art piece.
No, exactly, yeah. And Prisma Elevate is part of our Prisma XL suite. So the other parts of that is a software called Prisma Guide, which is really about setting up in a creative way, in an efficient and automated way, your jobs before you print them. So our customers are really looking for automation, to do more with less, and to be able to use the talent they have in-house to higher value creative tasks and perhaps setting up artwork. So
Matthew,
we're thinking about that automation.
What type of customer we'll be talking about here, more or less? What are typical customer for this application?
For Prisma Elevate?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is really for any printer who has the capability or has an Arizona can produce the elevated printing. So if I think about reproduction of fine art, it's probably quite a niche. But if you think about some of the samples we saw where we started with the retail applications, that also had a texture on. So we see the retail environment looking for tactility and things that look and feel high value. So actually just creating a very few handful of layers gives you enough of a texture to create something that feels really high value. So that's really a very commercial application for it.
So if you got an Arizona basically and you move into maybe new areas or new business, you can upgrade to this type of work as well?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a range of our Arizonas that are capable of that, and then the software works with it.
Cool. So let's have a look at some of the bigger machines then.
Absolutely, yeah.
All
So
right.
we've done the software. Yeah, we always say that every print starts with a workflow, and that's really key before you get to this moment on the devices.
Impress, isn't it?
No, exactly. And I think back to that, the topic of automation that our customers are looking for. We've launched at the show a new Arizona 1300 series with this flow technology. This is a really innovative zone-free vacuum system. So you can see there are shapes on the far side of the bed that are random shapes, and they don't need to be taped down. We don't need to mask off the holes on the other parts of the bed. And typically this can save at least 20% of time on every job that you do, because you're not having to close off the vacuum areas. So, commercial application, if I'm a print service provider, I've generated a new product and service, I've got pre-cut shapes on a stack on the shelves. It could be retail, it could be photo and fine art. And all I do is throw them on the bed in line with the outlines that you can print very simply, and then it will print in register really, really accurately.
And how do they find the register? Do you have like register marks or some
We
other?
can actually print an outline on the bed, and which then wipes off very easily. So you just lay the shapes into the outline you've printed, and then you can repeat that. And I think finishing is often a bottleneck in a production environment. So you can just print and then deliver because you're using pre-cut shapes. So you don't have that, particularly with lots of short runs these days, you don't have that print and then have to finish and then print again and have to finish.
It's all about efficiency then.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's a great innovation. Money. No, exactly.
Okay, cool. So this is the wide format, huh?
It is.
So what's next?
So we're moving over now to the Colorado M series. This is a technology that we launched at the end of March, a couple of months ago. And this is the latest innovation with the UV gel technology. So the M in the Colorado M series stands for modular. So it's possible with a single device starting at a base level to then configure that in the field from 2 different speed licenses to the addition of white ink to the addition of magnetic media kits, double-sided printing and drawers.
So you're upgradable along the way when you have the need.
It can scale with your business, it's upgradable in the field, and it's also a very sustainable way to invest in new technology. I don't need to replace my printer to get the latest and greatest features. I can upgrade in the field. So it's been one of the the real things that's triggered, our customers and our partners has been that opportunity from the modularity. So, but yeah, it's really happy with the response we've had.
Well, it was already resonated in the market. Your technology on the FLX finish, that you have both the matte and the gloss finish in one go.
Exactly.
So,
yes,
could you tell us a little bit more on how you solved that or how you do that trick? How you solved that?
No, exactly. Yeah, I suppose it's a couple of things. It's a unique
I'm
property
guessing
of
it's
the UV gel technology, which is a gel in its kind of static form. It becomes liquid in the print head, and when it hits the media, it then becomes a gel again. So you get a kind of a dome of an ink. And the other property is we have a separate printing carriage and a curing carriage. And we can therefore use the properties of the ink and the separate curing to create either matte or gloss or mixed matte and gloss.
Right.
And the principle is when you put the liquid on the media, if you cure it instantly, it's kind of a dome, it becomes a matte texture because you're microscopically small kind of domes. If you allow, nanoseconds of time for it to flow out, then it becomes a gloss surface. So it's the properties of the ink and it's the separate curing and printing heads, but it's been a real kind of standout, unique feature and it just adds that high value to applications, whether it's packaging or banners or displays or posters.
Yeah, well, it's clever tech, and if I'm not mistaken, we had the opportunity to come to Venlo to your R&D center. I think it's one of the Dutch guys. I thought that came up with the solution, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah, you got some clever guys there. Okay, so I see there's also another thing on top. I guess you didn't print that yourself?
We didn't print the EDP award, no, but we're very happy that we were awarded this yesterday for the best-in-class printer under the 170 centimetre
Exactly,
category.
congratulations on that again.
For the new EMSAs. Yeah, we're really pleased with that.
Perfect. I see also a lot of signage and color up in your booth here. I'm guessing you did it all yourself?
Yeah, and I think one of the things we wanted to do this time was make the stand a real kind of living showcase of applications. And I think when we think about opportunities in the market, like vertical markets like decor, like packaging that are expert markets, and there's the return of the, I suppose, regular applications from events and from retail and from hospitality. So really to just kind of show some of the inspiration around opportunities in the market, what does that mean for print applications, and the best way to understand those is to really see and feel and touch them and have it in a real kind of showcase. So whether it's the walls or the floor or the glass, or even in our concept store, the products that you can make. We've got Tyvek printed that's been made into bags. We've got T-shirts that have been printed with transfer materials and artificial leather products as well. So it's just really about creating the inspiration, and then finally being able to show the workflows, the technology in terms of printers and software that enables our customers to get access to those.
Well, I think we did a great tour of everything, and I think that it applies here, as we say, that you lead by example, and we can all see it here. So,
fantastic.
Matthew,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time, and well, the best of luck to you, and hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're
Thank you.
Bye,
Cheers.
Matthew.
Thank
Bye.
you.